Hello, and welcome to everyone to the 100 preview for the game you all have been waiting for. Two teams whose batting is much talked about, maybe not for the right reasons, but yes, we have Nikhil Bhai to give us clarity on why and how you can pick your right team today. And welcome, Nikhil Bhai, for today's game.
Hello. Yes, welcome back, all of you. Thank you for having tuning in. And yes, good to be back in Bombay. Uh, Missed a very good 100 game. Damn, I was in flight. I knew I was missing something special. But yeah, I'm hoping a lot of users won a lot. Again, most of the calls worked. We discussed if Wells bowl first, you have plenty of good options. So that's the point about the videos. That's why we are doing these videos, so that we can help you make those calls, avoid clashes, be happy to take those one risk. And again, advantage
Hmm.
of playing with fan to play, go inform players, back all rounders, back your combination. So yeah, I think that went well. Hopefully today continues the same way. I don't think Captain Morgan will score every day, but again, now he becomes a safe pick to take and not safe pick to drop. So yeah, that's how life has been.
Yes, super interesting sort of games. And
Yeah,
if any of you played the last game, please let us know in the comments where you
yeah.
have jumped onto in the leaderboard, because I'm sure that base team I was not. I was on the fringe of the cash bonus, and now suddenly I'm in the top 100. So that is what a good
Nice.
mini Grand League team can do for you. So let us know in the comments if you're playing leaderboards anywhere and how that's going
Uh,
for you, and how what kind of insights you expect from us, except for the base team that we are just going to share with you for today's game.
yep, 100%.
And uh, मैं इसलिए बोलता हूँ हर गेम खेलो यार, हर गेम खेलो.
मेरे को भी मत बोलो यार, मैं भी मिस कर दिया यार। ठीक है, अभी क्या कर सकता हूँ
आपका
मैं, फ्लाइट।
आपका तो एक्सक्यूज वैलिड है ना.
एक्सक्यूज नहीं है, सच है भाई, एक्सक्यूज कहाँ दे रहा हूँ। यस,
But yes,
लेट्स गेट टू द गेम।
so I've already set up a sort of base team for all of
या
you, and we feel like Joss Butler should be able to do the job again. There's not too much to discuss with him. And
या
Nikhil Bhai has some insights for you on Phil Salt, so let it rip.
यस, सी सॉल्ट, we need it for a very good Grand League rank. I think makes a very good pick. The reason is he's someone who's shown good form, and
Hmm.
especially if they bat first, I think he can come good. If they bat second and you want to risk dropping him, please do that. The key reason for that is I feel chasing is harder. We saw
Hmm.
that हमने इंडिया इंग्लैंड के गेम में भी देखा था। चेजिंग हार्ड थी, so team batting first have won most of the games. I think 12 out of
Hmm.
17 समथिंग इज on around that number. तो चेजिंग हार्ड है। तो simple logic for me, if Manchester original bat first, I'll
Hmm.
probably take a risk on Salt. नहीं तो फैन टू प्ले पे खेल रहे हैं तो ऑलराउंडर्स तो बिल्कुल है ही सेवियर, बट
Yeah. Hmm.
डिफरेंशियल कॉम्बिनेशन में आई थिंक फिल सॉल्ट कुड बी हैंडी ऑप्शन। ज़्यादा मैचअप का टेंशन नहीं है उन्हें, तो
Hmm.
होपफुली इफ ही स्टार्ट्स वेल ही कैन कम गुड।
Yeah, and interestingly, he was the one who was also keeping in the last game. They didn't opt
एग्जैक्टली,
to make Joss Butler keep. So
या
if he gets away, then he can be like that potential Grand League captaincy choice.
Yes, I think something that happened with the India game in a day before. I asked people to make Huda
Hmm.
vice captain purely because he takes a lot of catches, and he ended up with four, I think. So again, that's the thing with guys like Dhawan, Faf, and these guys, because they are in hotspots, so they always take the ball. And same is the case with the keeper.
Yeah.
Your keeper, if it's a attack where you think wickets will fall, then keepers are always handy. So yeah, Saul becomes a very differential pick. Let's see if he works out. If not, you always have the all rounders to bank on.
Makes sense. Hi guys, I'm loving the comments, but please let me come back to them. Just let me discuss the team. uh, then we have the batters. So Owen Morgan, like Nikhil Bhai mentioned, currently he's not a risk pick.
Yeah,
Currently he's a safe pick, but yeah, he's
yeah,
also worth taking the risk on. So yes,
yeah.
you can
But
take
also
that.
one thing that
Hmm.
you might not want to risk him on is this venue. He's played a lot of cricket at Middlesex, so
Lords.
nobody knows this
Hmm.
ground more than him.
Hmm.
Again, very good option while batting first. I'll keep
And
saying
plus
this
he's
whenever.
gonna bat with against Parkinson and Tom
Yeah,
Hartley,
Tom
both who
Hartley.
will turn it into him.
And he doesn't care. We know what he did to Rashid Khan. So Ian Morgan, when on form, is probably one of the most dangerous batters to bowl to because of the options that he has. And same is the case when he's not in form. Anything can get him out. But when he's in form, you will need something really good to get him out. So again, you can definitely go with what you feel strongly about. But yeah, very good Grand League option to try out as captain, vice captain.
Yes, totally. So that is our first batter locked. Second batter, I am honestly tempted to go with Ashton Turner, and
Yeah.
I want to know who Nikhil Bhai has in his mind for this pick.
See, batting section is always very tricky for me. I'll probably stick with Wayne Madsen,
Hmm.
given that he's been form and uh, having played so much cricket in England, 37-year-old, you will back him to use his
Hmm.
experience well. Uh, so I, because he also bowls, may not always do that, but he's a handy option. Out of all the options, maybe a safer option because Laurie Evans has not been in form.
Right.
If Evans was in form, I would always take Laurie Evans while batting first.
Hmm.
But maybe Madsen makes a much more safer pick. You can take a call as per you. I'll probably go with two batters only. So yeah, these two.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Then, would you go with your fifth all-rounder in Dawson or Paul Walter, or are you more inclined towards taking an extra bowler?
Always inclined towards taking an extra bowler. The reason for that is, see,
Hmm.
Dawson will come good one day. He'll take 3 wickets. That is a
Hmm.
given. We just don't know which game that is. So,
True.
if at the toss we know that Dawson is bowling second, uh,
Then worth it.
very good pick to take.
Hmm.
But if he's bowling first, I might be tempted to go with more pacers. I think
Hmm.
pacers do better in first innings as compared to spinners, and then maybe accordingly you can back the other department. So it's at 50-50 call because there are a lot of spacers also who are not playing. I mean, Richard Gleason is
Right.
not playing. He plays,
Hmm.
he'll definitely walk into my side. So, and
Hmm.
same is the case with, say, something like a Sean Abbott. Sean Abbott will probably be again a very conditional pick for me. If he bowls
Based
first,
on where he bowls. Hmm.
yeah, cannot drop him because he will bowl in the last set, so makes him a very risky pick to drop. So I think these four that we see probably will
Hmm.
stay in the team in most scenarios, and same are the case with the two bowlers. uh, the rest three, I think it can be part of the juggling that you do between Dawson, Gleason, Tom Hartley if he's bowling second. Again, completely depending on how you think the game will happen.
So you mentioned Dawson, Gleason, and we have a third sin in Klassen. So maybe let's
Yeah,
go with Klassen if he's going to bowl first, because currently we are assuming if we are taking Sean Abbott and Andre Russell, we are expecting them to bowl first. And
yeah,
then that makes Jordan Thompson a more conditional pick, because both Jordan Thompson and Sean Abbott are people who are most effective when they're bowling first. So
yeah,
yes, that would be a call to take between one of these two if you want to fit in someone like Dawson or if you want an extra batter. But we feel
yeah.
like this should fit well for now.
Yeah. And again, see, the thing is, if even if you want to choose between, say, the two all-rounders, you might
Hmm.
want to side with somebody who bats also. It'll just add that extra bit of like 10-15 runs to your, but they are important because most of the points in this league will come from boundaries. So it's
Hmm.
very important to get people who can hit boundaries into your team. So just a small insight, something, see if it works out for you.
Yes. And we'll just take the questions, guys. Just give us two
Yeah.
minutes. We will speak about the captain, vice captain. And
Yeah.
if you have not hit the like button, go hit the like button right
Yes.
now. So, because when you do that, the superpower is activated. So,
Yes.
it is in your hands.
Always.
And the captain and vice captain, I'll make my calls first. I think if Andre Russell is bowling first, he'll continue to be my captain. And vice captain will be Maxwell for me in both scenarios. And if you want a differential choice, someone like Nathan Ellis has been in really good form, so maybe he becomes a good choice. Over to you, Nikhil bhai.
I was expecting him to not say Russell because he has a very good relationship with him in terms of last over wickets. But again, we did discuss about this in small leagues. If you're playing 3-4 members, very
Hmm.
difficult to look beyond Russell because of the damage that he can do. Right with his last over wickets. But again, we did discuss if he's batting first, you can still take that risk because uh, it's a call in terms of, see, we're saying that at Lords chasing is harder. But
Yep.
are you sure if he'll get enough batting? Yes, please go
Hmm.
ahead and make him your captain. You could risk him making a vice captain while batting first. So that is a call that also you can take, see, maybe on the conditions. If you want to risk that, okay, make Maxwell the captain and make Russell the vice captain. So I think in most of the small leagues, you will find these two. And as I said, plenty of differential options. You have Nathan Ellis, who's been bowling really well in both innings, so he becomes a very good choice. You want first inning specialist, then you have Sean Abbott, very differential left field choice. You have Phil Salt, we discussed about him batting first. Ian
Hmm.
Morgan batting first. So again, like every 100 game, you will have a lot of conditional picks that you can bank on. But in small leagues, stick to the tried tested ones. Again, see, we are not going safe. We are going in a place where you are likely to get something back. So
Hmm.
it depends on you. If you're happy to lose that amount in wanting to get something greater, please go ahead and go with your gut feel and don't make a safe captain. But the thing is, because these guys play a very important role, they are bound to eventually end up with 50, 60 points. And then that becomes too much to catch up if your captain doesn't fire. So I'll say back all rounders and back the guys who will do important roles. So, and yes, rest is, of course, Jay Matadi.
Yep, so that locks captain and vice captain for
Yeah.
us. And before I lock into all your questions, you better lock this free entry contest because
Yes.
it's filling up really fast. And before any of
Yeah.
you join, I'll join this right now. And yes, the fan to play leaderboard is currently heating up. I see a lot of
Yeah.
FCP members climbing up the ladder. So this
Yeah.
is the 40 rupees contest, only 3,500 teams that you have to compete with. So you better join this one. And yes, I'll just give me a minute. I'll just show you guys the ground dimensions too.
Yes, I think that's also very important. Again, Lords is very oddly shaped. Not sure why it is so overrated, but yeah, you will see the square boundaries at times are shorter here. So please look at the kind of deck that is used, because if the pockets are deep, straight boundary is long, you will see that kind of length being used. You know, somebody like a Russell will look for more Yorkers. Fred Klassen could become a very good pick if he's bowling full at the in the last set. So these are the small things that help you in terms of multiple scenarios. As you see the image on your screen, it's very short square of the wicket, but
Yes.
the deep pockets are still relatively big. So the lengths change. The spinners are going to be more fuller, because you want them to hit to the deep pockets, and the fast bowlers will not bowl short because it's
Hmm.
easy to hit them apart. So again, you have to take these things into consideration, because see whose bowler strength is what. And then someone like a Nathan Ellis with longer deep pockets, he can take 3, 4 wickets while bowling first, or even bowling second. So again, small things that match are tall, heighted bowlers, large wicket. I think this might look like some history or some other class, but yeah, it all these factors make a difference in picking your differential bowlers, because everybody will come with a common team, but it's on what factors you are deciding your differential picks could potentially bring you up more in the leaderboard contest.
Yes, absolutely. And I guess what Nikhil Bhai is mentioning, it's very important for you guys to visualize what
Yeah,
you feel is going to happen in the game. One end is how what the data says, one end is how you look at the bowlers bowling on
yeah,
the deck, and how will the batsman play shots there, which batsman is stronger square, which batsman
yeah,
plays it more straight and might get caught out. So these are very important things for you to think about while making your team.
yeah,
And yes, I'll start taking all questions now right up top. So you guys can put in yours if you all haven't already.
yeah,
And the first one is insights to make our own call. Yes, I guess that's very
yeah,
important for you guys to be able to make your own call, because at the end of the day, there will be days where someone will not be able to give you a team. There will be days where there'll be too many people using the same team, and you always
yeah,
want to stand out in
yeah,
such a place.
yeah.
अरे वो
वही जो
वो
वही जो आवेश खान के टाइम खाया था, वही सेम सेम सेम।
Okay, he bowls very right line handy with the bat. Will you go with Abbott bowling second? Maybe a call that we'll take based on the pitch conditions. That if we
Yeah,
get any information, that is, if we get
yeah,
any information that the pitch conditions will be favorable towards that kind of bowling, because he bowls a lot at the good length and right
yeah,
before the full length. If that kind of bowling will be suitable, then it makes sense. But one key point is when you bowl on a good length, it's easier for the batsman to play square, and like we saw from the ground dimension, square would be the better option for batters to go for today.
yeah. Again, the thing that also, as Viren Atlee said, is conditions in terms of what kind of pitch is being used.
Hmm.
If it's a slower deck, then good length could also be very tricky to hit even square of the wicket. Then that becomes a weapon to
That's
try out
another
that okay.
factor. Yeah.
Okay, so we are not saying both things. We are just saying that's how this game is so condition dependent in terms of
Mm.
you have to go as per the conditions, and you can always make multiple teams, as we keep saying. Back your main visualization in the one team, and then start taking multiple risk and make multiple combinations, visualizing different scenarios. What if Shane about doesn't work and some other bowlers work? So you can always try those variations out in the Grand League contest.
Yes, I'm just putting the team back on the screen so that in case anybody has missed it, you can have a look at it again.
Yeah,
And the next question is GL team for fan to play leaderboard. So I guess it's very important that you can maybe, like, if you're not making your own teams, maybe you can use the base team that we have given you and maybe make some slight rotations. If you feel like a spinner in the first innings will work, maybe you can pick him. Maybe if you feel like you want to reduce a keeper or you want to reduce a batter, you can do that. So maybe small tweaks are the ones that actually change the game. Like yesterday's team that we gave you guys had 10 players from the dream team. So if there was one odd slot over there, that was it over there, right there. So I guess
yeah,
that is a key part that you guys will have to play.
bilkul.
And what about Rossington? He's always scored 2 or 3 games every year where he scores
Yeah.
50 plus at 200 strike rate. So he is a very high risk player. I'll say he's the kind of
Mm.
player who you can constantly back in GL, but
Yeah.
maybe not in small leagues.
Yeah. So as we said, if you feel he'll come good, try him out in the team in a combination where where the bowlers who you feel will take him are not doing well. So that way you will get those additional points. Something which is why we want to go with Salt again, a differential option in terms of hard hitters. They are always when they come good, they'll give you a lot of points. So always, if you feel about them in one game, continue to back them till they perform. I think a lot of us did that with Aaron Finch in the BBL season, and I think it's in memories for a lot of us in terms of the haunting memories in fantasy. But you have to do that with some players because when they come good, the returns are so huge, nobody will be even close to you. So definitely go ahead with your gut feel on those players.
And please suggest a third batter. So you have quite a few third batter options.
Yeah,
You can go with Ashton Turner. You can go
yeah,
with Zach Crawley. I think Dan Lawrence won't be available today. But
yeah,
yeah, these are decent options. Apart from that, if someone like Colin Ackerman plays, he can be very handy.
yeah. If Colin Ackerman plays or say Laurie Evans plays and you are very strong and that okay maybe Laurie Evans may suddenly come into form, he's played a lot of cricket in England, so of course so he has to be able to find a way to get some runs and maybe he could be a differential option. So as we say, batting in the 100, you will have plenty of risky batting options. So it's a call that you have to take on which two you want to go in terms of safe, and one can always be a risky pick.
Yep. See, first innings score gets better. Abbott can be good. Yeah, we just
Yeah,
mentioned that. So if you feel like a big score will be set in the first innings, it's always better for you to go with more bowlers in the second because
yeah.
that can be a knockout punch. We saw in the game yesterday how Oval managed to get to that 160 score with not losing as many
Uh-huh.
wickets at their death, but the pressure of the chase will always get to you when you're batting second.
Yeah. And again, one of the advantages of why we wanted to play on fan to play, because you can use this information. Now you know how the surface is played. Now you know how some players can be better in second innings under big scores. Play the second innings fantasy. Make a team that you are backing that okay, we feel originals will win or we feel London Spirit will win. Make a team accordingly. Then even small league you can win handsomely
Hmm.
because you know the conditions better. So use this information all that you hear very smartly, but try out second innings fantasy. It's much more easier to crack as compared to full innings fantasy.
Truly. And someone's asking for the link. The link of the app is in the description itself, so you
Yeah.
can download it from there. And
Yes.
how can well, sir, no one will win GL so fun. It's a process. The last time I had such a good day was I think 2 months ago when Avesh Khan got that set of wickets. So it's never easy. It's only about sticking in there and being patient for that one day, which will give you everything.
Yeah, I'll just put a very one line, not one line, maybe two, three line advice here. See, whenever a team clicks, you will look at it and say, like, wow, he got the prediction bang on. But you have to also realize it doesn't happen every day. If it was happening every day, he and me would not have been sitting here and doing videos for all of you. and for all of us combined. So these things, they look great when they work, but you always get angry in terms of how can you take such a risk. But when it pays off handsomely. So that is the process that you have to understand, that taking such risk has equal risk and reward. So you have to stick when you get rewards, and you have to also stick when the rewards don't come your way. And I think that is very important lesson to have in mind, because to win grand leagues in this kind of competition that we have today, it's very hard. So I'll say have your expectations very real, that it will come, and it will be a phase. When it comes once, it may come thrice or four times. But as Viren said, when it doesn't come for months. So that's where you have to try and be consistent with
Be
your process.
realistic.
That yeah,
Hmm.
that okay, I'm trying something, whether it's right or wrong. You have to back it. It will come good one day. If not, keep evolving. So don't always just go by the good days. Be ready for everything that comes along. Okay,
Truly, that encapsulates every fantasy player's
yeah,
journey right there.
yeah,
Can we try
yeah,
Tom Hartley instead of Parkinson? So yeah, you can. The reason we have slotted him out is because we are taking Morgan, right? So if we are
no.
taking Morgan, we are expecting him to go hard on the square boundaries, and if that's the case, Tom Hartley might have a day where he might not even bowl his full set if Morgan works.
Yeah, and again, that's the thing risk with England in terms of the number of options that they have. You have to be very sure when Tom Hartley comes to the attack, because if he's here and Morgan is playing, they will not bowl him. But have now that we've discussed itna baat kar liya, kya pata he takes out Morgan first ball. It's
Yeah.
the game of cricket.
Hmm.
You can't control those things. But again, the logic behind leaving him is what Viren said. But if you feel he'll trouble the right handers and may not bowl against Morgan, you can still pick him.
Totally. Butler hasn't been effective at Lords across formats, which is his reputation. So fair enough, but then like, do you are your other options as overpowering for you to leave someone like him? Is the bowling attack in front of him that strong to eliminate him quickly? Like there are too many factors that are also working with him, apart from the
Yeah.
fact that obviously his ground numbers are not great. But now
Uh,
that you've mentioned that, I'm surely going to try that out in the leaderboard contest.
I was coming to the point that is you've leaked a very critical information here, that Josh Butler's numbers are not that great at Lords. But again, see these things, they will work someday, they will not. But what's the thing to learn is, maybe you can risk by not making him your captain or vice captain.
Hmm.
So these are the small things that you have to derive from data. Everybody has this data. How you use it is very important. And you can use this in second innings even more. If you feel that the score is very less, Butler will come off. But still, if you feel he will not come off, even if the score is low, you can still take that risk. So these are the ways in which you can manipulate the teams. But yeah, as I said, the options are not that great, because Rossington
Hmm.
is also risky. Phil Salt is also a very hit or miss player. So maybe Butler is a safer option, but he's not keeping. So if you feel that he'll fail and keeping points bhi nahi hai, you can still take a risk by dropping him in Grand League. So that is how you have to think if you're making a Grand League team. So yeah, very good information there shared by Harsh.
Yeah, in fact, I'm getting some really good questions and stats here. So I guess the next live session, I want to be sitting on that side and asking all the questions. This looks like an enjoyable activity.
Yes.
Uh, we saw Russell promoted in the first game, so it makes Evans and
Yeah.
Turner too risky to try. Fair enough, but then you see, like through that lineup, I know Matson is present, but apart from that, like the only real options that you have in terms of batter are
Yeah.
Turner and Evans, and we saw that Turner bowled a set of five, which was pretty decent. I'm not too sure why he didn't bowl again, but I don't see any reason for him not to bowl at least a set of 10 because he's quite a decent bowler and he bowled quite a bit through the blast and through the. Uh, there was another tournament, I'm slipping the name. But yeah, in the domestic tournament that he played in last year, he bowled a decent amount. So there's no
Yeah.
reason for you not to.
Yeah. And so, see, again, one more thing that you can try from here is, if you're wanting to try both of them, you have to drop the top order. Because
Hmm.
otherwise you have to then else imagine that okay, one of the top order clicks, and then Russell also fails after being promoted, and then one of them clicks. Or you make a scenario where you feel the top order will not do much, and then these three guys, the middle order, will come off. So in that case, you can take all of Madsen, Turner, Evans, Sean about as well, because he could also hit a handy boundaries towards the end. So again, this is the right way to go about visualizing the game. Make multiple scenarios and yes, try them out.
Yes. If you guys have any other questions, feel
Yeah,
free to add them in, else we can close the session. And yes,
yeah,
GL picks that you guys are asking for. So we already mentioned Salt in
yeah,
itself is a risky pick that we are currently
yeah,
taking. But apart from that, in the batting section, there's Turner, there's Evans and Pollard. So maybe you want to try Pollard if you feel like he might turn his arm over because he's batting a little too low to add fantasy value unless there's a
yeah,
collapse. Then in the all rounders, we are very keen to try Liam Dawson if he's going to bowl
yeah,
second. And in the bowling section, Matt Parkinson and Nathan Ellis will be good Grandy captaincy choices
yeah,
for you.
yeah. I think we have practically discussed almost every player possible in this game.
Yeah, we have either in a positive or a negative way.
Yeah, yeah,
क्या मॉर्गन को हटाना सेफ रहेगा? सेफ तो नहीं कह सकते सर, बिकॉज शॉर्ट स्क्वायर बाउंड्री है एंड उसके अलावा दोनों जो स्पिनर है वो बॉल उनके आंख में टर्न करेंगे, तो
mm,
सेफ तो नहीं कह सकते, बट उनका जैसा फॉर्म चल रहा है और एक ही जो बड़ा नौका है, मे बी आप ग्रैंड लीग में ट्राई कर सकते हो.
बिल्कुल.
Can Rossington be a differential pick? 90% will ignore him and he will open plus keep as well.
Yeah, again, I think we did discuss about this, right? I said कि अगर आपको लगता है कि रॉसिंटन अच्छा करेंगे, तो you have to then drop the opening bowlers because he's going to hit them. There is no other way that Rossington is going to get in and maybe have a 20 ball 10 तो नहीं खेलने वाला है, वो is going to go reverse. So that is how you have to go. You can, as we said, see Butler has low scores, add Lords, Salt is a differential already pick, so you can definitely try out Rossington. Safe small league or not, completely your call. While batting first, maybe yes. While batting second, maybe no. Yeah, your call in that sense.
Fair enough. Is it the right way to make a bowler captain in today's cricket grounds? This is the best question of today, and yes, we totally agree with that. And any cricket ground, any game that is 20 overs, 50 overs, you must make bowlers captain. No,
Yes,
no doubt.
any game that is more than 6 balls, you can always make a bowler captain. We are bowler FC.
Yes, and with great happiness.
Yes, always
If
100%. If Gleason
yes,
plays, yes.
we will for sure. If he's
He could
playing,
even
you
be
should
he
take
could
him.
even be your very good captain, vice captain option, even if they bowl second, because he bowls with a lot of pace. And yes, he does bowl short, but that pace can
Hmm.
trouble people. So that's how why we are taking him, despite him his natural length being short. So yeah, you can do that. Take that risk.
Liam Dawson can be handy with the bat too, bowls very tight line. So, sir, we already mentioned if Liam Dawson bowls second, he'll surely be in our team. And in that scenario, we will leave one of Thompson or Abbott, whoever is
Yeah,
not bowling first. That is what is currently going on in our mind, unless there's something different that we see after the pitch or ground report.
yeah.
Marcus Stoinis as punt drop. Stoinis खेल रहा है क्या आज? Have I missed something?
No, I. This is a trick question.
Okay,
Oh,
I guess okay, I we got that one wrong.
uh-huh.
Are you a bowler in your playing days? अरे हाँ यार, this is the correct thing to ask. But yeah, I was an off spinner in my bowling days, so I would not make myself captain because I don't pick spinners half the time. So yeah, bowler but off spinner.
Nice, nice, good. I just left the ball. No matter then I saw where it went, to the keeper or over the boundary.
My gut says Sean Abbott will give the most points. Please go with your
Possible.
gut.
Yeah,
At 80% of the times when your gut will work, then you'll get what nobody
yeah,
else will be able to get you. So
yeah,
okay, hi guys. Then I guess we have all the questions
yeah.
through, and we've had an amazing discussion. So thank you so
Yes,
much everyone for joining in. आधा घंटा आप सबने हमको patiently सुना. Very
बिल्कुल.
appreciative of all of you. Thank you so much. Please subscribe, stay tuned to the channel, share,
Yep,
like, and do whatever you want to do.
बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल. Very kind of you all. Again, we'll keep saying very thank you क्योंकि आप हैं तो हम हैं और तो yes, that's what we are here for. Happy
और
to
आप
help.
हैं तो एक और क्वेश्चन है, अभी आ गया, आपके लिए ही आया, तो ये आंसर करके फिर जाइएगा.
हाँ, मैं नंबर 7 पे खेलने वाला वो था जो जिसको एक एंड ब्लॉक करना हो तो भेज सकते हो, या आपको चाहिए कि भाई ये बंदा कोई रिवर्स स्वीप पैडल स्वीप बहुत मारे तो मैं वो बंदा हूँ. पेस पावर नहीं था मेरे पास, तो
Basically, he's
फिनिश
Glenn Maxwell in his initial years.
नहीं that's a very high compliment. Glenn Maxwell will take insult to that.
Anyway, great. Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you so much, Nikhil bhai, for tuning in.
Yes.
And cheers to everyone and have a good game, all
Yes.
of you.
Yes. Have a great game. Take care.